talk about every game happened November 2nd. Saturday, we got a bunch of games. The first game is the Celtics beat the Charlotte Hornets 113-103. The Celtics they got off a good start. I'm not gonna lie, but they played a lot of Mickey Mouse teams. They played Charlotte Hornets twice. They played Pistons. They played the Wizards. They were really the only two good teams they played is the Bucks and the Bucks are struggling too. Really, just the opening night, the Brooklyn Nets. Sorry, what am I saying? The New York Knicks. So, Jason Tatum, of course, is shooting. Whenever you play bad teams, he plays well. He's the fourth ranked player, a big sell high at the moment, averaging 30 points, shooting 48%. If he played the Warriors 10 games out of 10 games, he's going to shoot low 40s 100% of the time, and he's going to maybe get more assists, you know. But Jason Tatum is a big sell high. If you can get, pretty much, I'm trying to think, like Luka, who is really struggling right now. If you can get Giannis, basically guys who got picked before him for sure. Um, don't think the shooting is sustainable at all for Tatum. Jalen Brown was also out this game. This is also another problem is the Celtics got too many players. So it's easily like one guy can miss a game because you can have Peyton Pritchard coming and just be as good shooting the basketball, and then play some defense who got 29 minutes. So at this point, you have to pick him up. Um, and, if you can sell him for any value, do that too. I don't think he's going to have this level of minutes rest of the way. There's just no way. People are coming in and out of the lineup. And once Porzingis comes back, that's all. Even though Porzingis is not a guard, that's going to impact his minutes because we know Porzingis, they're going small a lot of the times. And Horford didn't do anything. Well, 6 rebounds, 5 assists is okay, and a steal. But in category leagues, you know what he gives you. Luke Cornett is also interesting. He got 30 minutes too. So he's somebody you could also stream, especially for some blocks and threes. Crazy efficiency game from him as well. Drew Holiday, with everybody out, didn't really have the best game. Just his lack of defensive stats. I think Drew Holiday is going to be droppable this year. Um, just getting point 0.3 steals and point 0.1 block. Like he's known for his defense. If he's not gonna give us at least one steal, there's no point holding on to him. But I would just hold him because the minutes is still great. Derrick White struggled shooting the basketball, but still put up a pretty good line with 4 threes and 18 points. For the Charlotte Hornets, LaMelo took 26 field goals. That is insane. 36 points with 6 threes. But he's putting up big numbers with 3 steals. For him, I think it's really about whenever he plays, he's really good. It's about stay healthy, and as we get to the end of the season, can he play still? Brandon Miller came back, had a decent game, but struggled from the field. But 6 assists, 3 threes, 2 steals, and a block is pretty good. They just decided to go small here with Grant Williams playing 33 minutes. He's not really a must roster. And Trey Mann only got 22 minutes. You don't need to drop him just after one game with only 22 minutes. Continue to hold, see what happens. Miles Bridges, I think he's a buy low right now. His minutes is still good. His usage is not going to be as good because LaMelo Boy is playing this year. But he still does, a lot of things in the other areas. Um, Efficiency and rebounds. Doesn't offer a lot of defensive stats. I mean, blocks probably okay. Not a lot of steals. Not a lot of assists. But he should still be better. I look at him as like a top 60 type of player. So right now he's 164th. Why? Because he's shooting 37% from the field. That's got to go up. Everything else is okay. It's just the efficiency is horrible. Moving on to the next game, the Memphis Grizzlies beat the Sixers. Okay. The Sixers, there was some news report came out that Joel Embiid shoved a reporter. Don't think there's going to be suspension coming for Embiid, but I guess it's just not a good look because he's already getting a lot of hate from the 76ers fans, not just NBA fans. People doubting him like, wow, you're actually healthy, why are you not playing? And then now he shoves a reporter. yeah, he needs to do something um, to kind of get trust back with the Sixers fans because they have a lot of expectation for this team, for this Sixers team, and after the first 2 weeks, the Sixers they are 1-4, 1-4. So they gotta get a top three seed at least, because home court also does matter. They're not gonna really compete with the Celtics for first seed, but let's say they're third seed, they should go for second, right? If they play, the Knicks in the second round, I think the home court will be crucial for either team. Jaren Jackson Jr. Well, good win for the Grizzlies, but again, the big guys' minutes is fairly low. They play just barely over 30 minutes. Jaren Jackson Jr. big game with 27 points, 3 steals, and 2 blocks, but he's just not getting blocks. Jaren Jackson Jr. He's just not getting blocks. It is very concerning how low his block numbers has been. He is 66 ranked player, averaging just 1 block. 1.6 steals is nice. 20 points is nice, but 1 block. Come on, Jaren. Ja Morant, 12 assists and 2 steals. Amazing. Ja this year, he's getting a lot of assists. His points average dipped a lot, but yeah. But would you look at Scottie Pippen Jr.? He is actually insane in fantasy. 29 minutes with 13 assists. I don't know what to say. I know Marcus Smart is out. He might lose a few minutes, but he's putting up crazy good numbers. Probably a sell high, to be honest, just because his role on this team. He's a 95th ranked player, but he's better than 95th, to be honest. The 7.3 assists and 1.3 steals is absolutely big. Fairly efficient, and the only problem I would say is, actually no, he's efficient everywhere. Maybe just not scoring enough points as a guard, but who cares? Just 11 points and 1-3. Zach Edey, I don't think he's fantasy relevant. Santi Aldama, we could continue to stream him. With Marcus Smart out, they're still playing 35 minutes. But try to sell high if you can, any way you can. They're dealing with a bunch of injuries right now. For the Sixers, Drummond continues to eat, but you have to try to sell him if you can, because Embiid is going to be back next week, most likely. Same thing with Paul George. So Cal Oubre Jr. and Callum Martin, their time is kind of coming to an end. Same with Kyle Lowry. Tyrese Maxey continues to be super inefficient. 6 assists, 3 steals, and 23 points and 4 threes. That just tells you how hard it is in the NBA if everybody else on your team is not a big threat offensively or can create for themselves. Maxey's efficiency just is horrible. When he plays next to Embiid, he's a 50, 40, 90 type of player. All right, moving on to the next game, the Sacramento Kings and the Toronto Raptors, 128, 131. Oops. High scoring game. Good win for the Raptors. For the Kings, De'Aaron Fox, how about the minutes? 43 minutes. Just 1 assist, but had 5 steals. Missed every single 3 he took. Yeah. Sometimes the Kings coach, he does this. Mike Brown, if they're in a close game, he just go with the starters. Play them 43 minutes. So Sabonis played 43. DeMar DeRozan played 43. This is his coming back home game, I guess. Apparently, he has some beef with Drake. I don't know why there would be, or they just try to stir up some drama for fun. 33 points for DeMar, 3 steals and 2 threes. Amazing. DeMar DeRozan looks like he's another year gonna be like a top 30, top 35 player. Just doing his thing, super efficient, score a lot of points and some assists and steals. And he's shooting 7 threes, so he's shooting threes as well. Keegan Murray, 16 points and 10 rebounds, and still in a block with 2 threes. Pretty good line from him. And Malik Monk, good to see him getting 30 minutes. He just, with Kevin Huerter out, I guess he got a few extra minutes. But I don't think, to be honest, we have to roster him because, at least right now, maybe at some point this season he's going to be a must roster. Right now, no, he's just not producing. And I think his upside is limited, because unless somebody gets hurt. For the Toronto Raptors, RJ Barrett, he struggled with from the field, but I know Scotty Barnes is out. I'm really curious how RJ, how many is he? It seems like he's taking a lot of shots on this team. I know Scotty Barnes is out. Um, I do have kind of high hopes. He's a 50th ranked player, averaging 29 points, which is absolutely insane with 3 threes and 7.3 assists. With Scotty Barnes coming back for sure, you could try to sell high, right? He's not going to average 29 points. There's no way. 68% on the free throw line maybe is also a little bit too low. I think that could get to like high 70s. But yeah, he's really performing right now. Grady Dick also another pretty big game with 22 points with 3 threes and 2 steals. Also a sell high, I think, because Scotty Barnes hasn't been healthy. Davion Mitchell and Emmanuel quickly, I completely forgot. Yeah. So those two guys, they should have, a lot of usage. Davion Mitchell with 5 steals and 7 assists. Yeah, if you need assists, continue to stream him. But a great win for the Toronto Raptors. Big win. Moving on to the next game, the Golden State Warriors beat the Houston Rockets 121. Yeah, I mean the Warriors, they're just they keep winning with no Curry, which is amazing. They're 5-1. Is it really because Clay left? This is one thing it really amazes me. If Warriors end up being really good this year, how big of a negative was Clay last year? Because sure. They're playing Tracy Jackson Davis, but I don't think he's really the reason, right? I don't think any players got particularly good. So maybe Clay was really. I don't really know all the advanced metrics on the shooting numbers. He wasn't that good, and there are a lot of close games last year when I saw Clay was just jacking up shots, missing, which really hurt the Warriors. So that makes me think maybe Warriors can make another run. I feel like the West is kind of open this year with Oklahoma City Thunder being really good, but they're a young team. Right? They're going to do well in the regular season, but in the playoffs, I feel like it's a different story with a lot of the veteran teams. So Warriors can make a big run. Maybe, who knows, can make the finals. The odds may not, but I'd suggest right now, but who knows? Maybe some of the young guys took a leap. But their minutes are also a little bit weird. They started Moody, but they gave way more minutes to Buddy Hield, who is an absolutely must roster with 6 threes, 27 points, and still in the block. Buddy Hield is a sell high right now, if you can, because Curry's going to be back. It's not guaranteed. He's going to get a lot of minutes. He's a 14th ranked player. Oh, yeah. 100% sell high. Draymond Green, just a lack of defensive stats this game at 3 assists only, but offensively, I guess he played all right. And 5 for 9 from the free throw line is horrible. Andrew Wiggins, 15 points, yeah. Jonathan Kuminga continues to come off the bench. In fantasy, he just gives you points and efficiency. So if you need those, okay, you could have him, but yeah. For the Houston Rockets, Anpro Shangun struggled massively. He only got 20 minutes. I think it's probably a buy low. They play him because the Warriors went small. So it's a matchup problem. I don't think we need to worry about his minutes. But from Shangun, I think he really needs to start shooting the basketball a little bit better and get us more assists and defensive stats. I'm not worried about him rest of the season, though. I still think he's going to have a decent season, at least giving us those counting numbers. Jalen Green struggled. Yeah, that's what happens when you play a good defensive team. That's what I'm saying. Like, Jason Tatum play these good teams, his numbers look horrible. So try to sell these guys high. Fred VanVleet 2 for 12. Yeah, Taro Eason went off. I wouldn't pick him up. Amen Thompson also played huge minutes. Taro Eason, this is how dangerous this guy is. Give him 35 minutes, he could do this. 9 rebounds, 4 steals, and 3 blocks. But he just doesn't get the minutes. Dylan Brooks was also struggling. I guess he was also fouling a lot. He's not really fantasy relevant. Jabari Smith-Schumann played okay with 5 threes. He's big, 21 points. But the Warriors, they just keep finding ways. All right, the next game is kind of heartbreaking. The Bucks lost the game at home. They're 1-4. But I guess the buy low window on Damian is closed. He had 41 points here. For the Cavaliers, Donovan Mitchell, 30 points good, but absolutely no defensive stats and 4 assists. 4 threes is nice. Darius Garland with 10 assists, no defensive stats. A below average game from him, but they got the win. No blocks from either Evan Mobley and Jared Allen. This is why I think some of those defensive stats, it's really dependent on what team you play. I don't know why Bucks. I guess they do. I would imagine Damian Lillard gets blocked a couple times when he drives in. But usually if it's a jump shot shooting team, you don't really get all that many block opportunities, right? If they take 63s, or they take a lot of twos, you don't really. It's when they go, it's when like a bad player drives in a lot and gets blocked a lot. I guess none of the Bucks player did that this game. Nobody's really gonna block Giannis all that often. If you do, it's 50% time it's a foul. So, they both played okay. But in Mobley, I just don't know if Allen is around even next year or 2 years from now. Let's say the same roster, he's going to take the next step forward. Just because if you're playing the power forward, you're not going to get that many blocks or rebounds. And offensively, you have Donovan and you have Darius Garland. For the Bucks, Giannis also had a big game, but just 1 steal. Not a lot of defensive stats. Brook Lopez did what he needs to do, 2 threes and 2 blocks. And how about Gary Trent Jr.? Goes 1 for 10. You could have him if you need assists if you need threes and steals. And really good game from Damian Lillard, but just not enough. 10 for 15 from 3. For whatever reason, he goes 5 for 8. That made the difference in the end. If he just made 2 free throws, I think it would be maybe a different game. The Bucks, they're gonna be better than this. So, but I just don't know if they can go deep into the playoffs this year, which is no good for Damian Lillard's career and Doc Rivers. Giannis already got his. I don't think he's under as much pressure. He obviously wants to win. The San Antonio Spurs beat the Minnesota Timberwolves at home. Great win for them. Mike Conley, at this point, he got 3 steals, but he played 20 minutes. He's only a streamer. That's all he is. Well, Dante DiVincenzo played 27. I think he's also a streamer. On this team, not a much roster. Just not enough minutes for both guys. Anthony Edwards, 21 points, 3, okay. And Rudy, they play him just 23 minutes. I don't know what happened here. Maybe they need to pull, what's his name? They really need to pull Wembanyama away from the paint. Julius Randle, 21 points. Okay, game from it. Excuse me. A little bit sick. Yeah, we got 4 more games to go. And then for the Spurs, Wembanyama. Okay game, 1 steal and 2 blocks, 17 points. When you play a good team, you're just not gonna get those, but you're not gonna get 5 blocks, right? But where you play the Atlanta Hawks, where you play the Charlotte Hornets, where you play the Utah Jazz, you're gonna get a lot more defensive stats. CP3, meanwhile, had a beautiful game with 13 assists and 15 points. You have to try to sell CP3 right now. As we get to the end of the season, he's not gonna play 33 minutes. Unless the Spurs make a deep push for the playoffs. I mean, they're 3-3 right now. I guess that in theory they could. If you can get a good value from CP3, sure. But I just don't see him play this high minutes. Jeremy Sohan had a good game. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. They're playing all these guys high minutes now. Harrison Barnes played 37. If Harrison Barnes played 37 minutes every game, he has good, decent value too. The next game is the Miami Heat blow out the Wizards 118-98. A really good game from Bam. Offensively, 32 points and 14 rebounds with 3 threes, but he's got to give us more blocks. Jimmy Butler, no defensive stats, but how about Jimmy Butler playing every game this year? That's good. Tyler Hero played just 20 minutes and fouled out. That's a weird game for him, and Terry Rozier just not doing much. Probably a buy low, but you don't drop Terry Rozier. He's gonna have games like this. He still have 12 points and 3 threes though. For the Washington Wizards, how about Alex Sarr? 4 blocks in 27 minutes. If somehow he's on the waiver wire, you have to roster him. He blocks so many shots. I think he's averaging. Hold on, let me check his ranking. He's a 52nd ranked player, averaging 2.8 blocks. Like, he doesn't really offer you anything else, to be honest. Maybe a little bit rebound, but my God, he blocks so many shots. You have to roster him for the blocks. Jordan Poole, for some reason, got 2 blocks as well. Not the best game from him, but still 2 blocks is still amazing. And Karen Carrington played 37 minutes. Yeah, they have a lot of injuries right now, and I don't know what they're gonna do with these guys' minutes when Caruso comes back. But I will look at Carrington's minutes. If he gets 35 plus minutes consistently, then he also should be rostered. Although, rookie point guard, they're gonna be super up and down. Below, another pretty good game. No defensive stats, but 22 points, 8 for 12 on the field. Yeah, this Wizards, a lot of the young guys are producing, especially Jordan Poole this year. Obviously a super sell high. He is a 7th ranked player, right? You add him in plus a top 50 player to get a top 20 player. You should absolutely do that. The next game is the Utah Jazz lost to the Denver Nuggets 129-103. Keontae George, finally a somewhat decent game with 4 3, 16 points and 8 assists. That's what we want more from him. He was turning the ball over like crazy. 2 turnovers here is okay. And Colin Sexton and Jordan Clarkson, who did not play here. The Jazz, I'll be really worried that they haven't won a game yet. They're not going to the playoffs. They're not going to the play-in. Which means they're not going to play some of the young guys, even on back-to-backs like Lauri Markkanen. Walker Kessler and Keontae George, I'm not sure. Cody Williams, I'm not sure. Maybe they play them all if they're healthy, but this is obviously a concern. Walker Kessler with 5 blocks, amazing, 14 rebounds. The problem is 8 for 12 on the free throw line. Well, the Denver Nuggets, this is a good win. At least they can blow out bad teams. Jokic, you have 27 minutes, almost a triple-double. Good game from him. Christian Braun continues to deliver. I think he's a must roster. He's been getting just consistent rebounds and stuff. He's a 49th ranked player, averaging 1 steal and 1.2 blocks. Really good, to be honest. 15 points. Aaron Gordon, it was a back-to-back. He also started playing a lot better. I don't think Aaron Gordon is a must roster because he doesn't offer that many defensive stats. Like Christian Braun is averaging 1 steal and 1 block. Aaron Gordon is not doing that. So if you want to roster him, that's also fine. Russell Westbrook with Jamal Murray out, I guess we could stream him. 7 assists and 5 steals is really good. But what is up with his efficiency? My God. 2 for 11, missed all the free throws. Yeah, Russell Westbrook used to be an 80% free throw shooter. I don't know what happened. Michael Porter Jr. also played okay. Let's talk about the last game of the night. Is that the last game of the night? Phoenix beat the Portland Trail Blazers. No surprise there, but it was a somewhat close game. 103-97. Fernie Simons, 8 for 25. I think he's probably a buy low at the moment. He has not been good. To me, I look at him as more of like, he's not even ranked. His ranking is not going to be very good, but he give you a lot of points and assists. and threes if you need that, and decent free throw shooter too. If you need that, you should try to buy low on him. He has not had a good start of the season. Danny Advia though, do not drop him. He's really good. 2 steals and 2 blocks, 2 threes. He's gonna have bad games, but he's gonna have more good games than bad games. Tomani Kamara, he's not really fantasy relevant, I don't think. Jeremy Grant goes 8 for 23. Yeah, this Blazers team, man. If you're gonna develop young players, I don't think you should let Jeremy Grant take 23 shots. To be honest, Scoot Henderson is droppable. Yeah, played just 17 minutes here. I don't know why you would hold him, to be honest. And DeAndre Ayton goes 3 for 13. My God, they shot 33% versus the Phoenix Suns. I don't think Phoenix Suns is that good defensively, but oh my God. For Phoenix, Bradley Beal came back, had just 15 points and 3 threes. And how about KD? He's fallen off a little bit. I mean, 20 points is still fine. Kevin Durant on the season, he's just the 25th ranked player. Just the 25th ranked player. A couple of things. I didn't really talk about KD, I guess, but today we can talk about him. A couple of things that stands out right off the bat. He's shooting 80% from the free throw line, just 80%. He used to be an 87, 88% free throw shooter. I don't know what happened with him, right? Another thing is he's averaging 3.3 turnovers. That's also very high. 26 points, yeah. I think that's like KD's range, right? I don't see him getting more points. If anything, probably less. If all 3 guys are healthy, I feel like D Booker is gonna have a little bit high usage than KD. 7 rebounds, 2.5 threes is also a little bit high, but I think maybe this year they're shooting a lot more threes, so that's good. 3 assists is also low, which is a big concern because, yeah, Tyus Jones is on this team. He's gonna get a lot of assists. Yeah, so KD, yeah, I don't think he's on a per game basis. He's gonna be a top first round player this year. Maybe he will. Another concern with him is he averaged 39 minutes so far. Is he going to be healthy? We don't know. We'll see. Well, but Bradley Beal is actually ranked pretty high. Bradley Beal is the 30th ranked player. Why? Because he's averaging 1.5 steals and 1 block. If he can give us that, that's amazing. Devin Booker, another okay game. Struggled. That's what I'm saying. Devin Booker took 23 field goals. He's going to have higher usage than KD. 2 threes. 9 rebounds and 9 assists, 20 points. Pretty good game from Booker. And Tyus Jones had 6 assists and 1 steal and 15 points. Tyus Jones is going to be really good for them this year. And Yusuf Nurkic, I don't think he's a must roster. If you need the rebounds, you could have him, but doesn't offer anything else at this moment. And he's actually not good in real life. He's not good. Moving on to the next game, to the last game of the night, the Oklahoma City Thunder beat the Clippers. Yeah, the OKC is going to be the number 1 seed in the West. Looking like it. And they beat a lot of good teams too. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, 25 points, 9 assists, and 2 threes, and a block. Just another game for him. Jalen Williams and Chet Holmgren played okay. Chet Holmgren, 14 rebounds is big, but just 1 steal and 1 block. And Jalen Williams added 2 steals. None of the guys play particularly well, but they still beat the Clippers, no problem. For the Clippers, Ivan Zubac, 12 rebounds, a steal and a block, 9 points. Okay, he's for sure a big sell high, right? Big sell high. James Harden, 12 points, but how about James Harden? 3 steals, 3 blocks. 7 assists, 13 rebounds. 1 a game from Harden. Yeah, like I said, I'm not worried about Harden. Even when Kawhi Leonard comes back, I'm not worried about his fantasy production. I just worry about his health. Yeah. So far, he looked pretty good. 13 rebounds as well. Norman Powell, a sell high. I think if one Kawhi does return, he's not going to be... He's kind of like the number 1 option right now for this team, right? His usage is going to suffer. For now, for sure, but try to sell him. Terrence Mann, they don't have any value. That's it, guys. I will see you tomorrow.